Anumata swastaye. They for whom Mata, in this case Mother Earth, yields nutritious food and grains for us to eat. Madhumatpaya means, in this case, juices of sweetness, juices or food that keeps us healthy. Which we have clouds and showers and everything that rains down to us like nectar, from which the intelligent ones gain their strength. We ask God to grant us with that kind of intellect, that we utilize this power, this strength that we get from Mother Earth to do good things in our lives. My dear fellow souls, namaste. It is a pleasure to see each one of you today. And in our Pitaji Madho's memory, I'd like to give this special Pravachan. Because it is springtime, I'd like to give a message that if you understand this, it will change how you look at life itself. On this journey of life, we must understand where we fit in this universe, what role we play, how we interact with the universe around us, meaning all of nature and everyone else. We must understand that. So today, we will discuss some of the science of Vedas, nature, universe, and God. So let us discuss science, or more specifically, Vedic science. Modern science says that the entire universe is energy. We are all energy, the entire universe. And we are also that bits of energy within this universe. That same energy exists and flows within everything, living and non-living. It is present in everything and in every item. Modern science tells us that, right? But thousands of years ago, Vedic science told us, Om Ishavasyamidam sarvam Yat kincha jagatyam jagat Tena tyaktena bhunjitha Magridha kasyas vidhanam. This mantra from Yajurveda tells us that Ishavasyamidam sarvam, the entire universe is pervaded by God. All men, all moving things, all unmoving things, all of that is pervaded by God. And the mantra continues to say, do not be attached to all of these things, O man. Do not covet them. This verse emphasizes the fact that there is no place in which he is not present. He is present everywhere. He is in everything. So that science, that energy that I'm talking about, if you think about it, every bit of energy that flows in the universe, electricity, in the water, in the clouds, the energy of the lightning, the energy in every kind of energy is that energy of God. And the energy which keeps you alive, that energy that keeps all of us alive, is the same energy that keeps the ducks and the birds and the dogs and the worms and the snakes and all of those animals alive. It is the same very energy. Our prana, or life force, is an extension of that universal prana, that universal energy of God. So Vedas tells us that God is present here, there, and everywhere. See, this Vedic science that is thousands of years old. Now, are there any science students here? What does science tell us about energy? You remember the law of conservation of energy? it says that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one way to another. It cannot be destroyed. Heat, electricity, fire, light, all of that, right? As a part of the universe, we are also made up of the same things as the plants and the trees and all of that, except that we are put together differently. We have a different purpose from they. So science says that the entire universe is filled with energy that cannot be created or destroyed. And that same form of energy exists in everyone and in everything. We can call that energy by different names. We can call it universe. We can call it nature. I remember this one time somebody told me they don't believe in God. I says, okay, do you believe in nature? Look around you. He says, yes. I says, well, there's your God. It is that simple. So if we look at this energy as ever present, then we start to discover something about our own existence, our own selves. And here's what the Bhagavad Gita tells us about the universe. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasya aham na pranashyami sacha me na pranashyati. Here, Shri Krishna is saying that for the person who sees God everywhere and sees everything within God, that person actually sees. That person is everything to him. He understands his place in the universe. He is never lost to God because he is aware of where that presence, where God is present. Everything in the universe is connected by that energy, or by that God, you may say. We are one family, the family of God. So let us look at one aspect of our existence, balance. If you examine closely, the universe seeks to create a balance. Nature seeks to create a balance. If you interchange the word universe and nature with God, then God seeks to create a balance. And I'll explain about this balance. Everywhere we look, there's a balancing act going on. Water flows from high to low until there's a balance. A hurricane is the result of an imbalance in the atmosphere. Again, in an effort to create balance. Lightning is caused because there's an area of high energy and an area of low energy, and lightning happens to create balance. An earthquake happens because there's an imbalance in the forces of the external forces of the planet and internal forces of the planet, and you have an earthquake in an effort to create balance. Everywhere we look in nature, nature seeks to create a balance. Everything about our existence seeks to strike a balance in our lives. It seems that all of nature around us is always trying to find that equilibrium. So if we agree that some of us may call it nature, others might call it God, some might say the universe, and God is existing here, there, and everywhere, within everything. That life-giving, all-compassing force is within each of us. We are all sons and daughters of God, and we are part of this nature of God. If you follow this logic, because we are part of God and part of nature and part of the universe that seeks to create a balance, then that need to find a balance also exists in our lives. So let us keep following this logic. Because we are part of nature, we are part of the universe, this need for a balance is within us. In our everyday existence, we are looking to create a balance between good thoughts and bad thoughts. We are looking to create a balance between good actions and not so good actions. Good things that are happening around us and bad things that are happening around us. And the balance of dealing with others and balance between their negative energies and our positive energies, and again, that need to create a balance. You see, my fellow souls, in our existence, we call this karma. This beautiful interaction of the universe with each one of us. This is why I always say that you sit in your living room and you're watching the news and you see that on the other side of the world there's some catastrophe which thousands of people are hurt or killed. And that we should take one moment from watching TV and close our eyes and say a prayer for those, because we are connected to them. We are not separate. We are all interconnected. Nothing is separate. What we see, and I'm sure you all heard the name Shiva, and we are Samajas, we tend to want to distance ourselves from that, but Shiva is everything you see. Everything you see around you, all of creation, that is Shiva. There's this bhajan. Ishwara Satya hai, Satya hi Shiva hai, Shiva hi Sundara hai, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. And there's this verse in this bhajan that goes, Ek Surya hai, Ek Surya hai, Ek Gagan hai, Ek hi Dharti Mata. There's one earth, there's one sky, there's one moon. And we, God's children, we're living here. And we say, Daya karo Prabhu, ek bane sab. Daya karo Prabhu, ek bane sab. Sab ka ek sinata. Radha Mohan Sharanam, Mata Pita Sharanam, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Satyam Shivam, God is truth. Truth is the Lord. God is beauty. God resides all these things. When you look at it and you say that flower is beautiful, God is in that flower too. It's not separate from God. And when we say, Daya Karo Prabhu, oh God, grant us some of your divine mercy so we can enjoy all that you have around us. So, Ishavasyamidam Sarvam. As each one of us thinks, so we become in our individual lives. We think negative thoughts. We expend negative energy. The universe responds in a way to us, and we suffer the consequences. In an effort, the universe is looking to strike a balance. We think positive thoughts. It translated to positive actions. It's positive words. The universe responds in kind in an effort to create balance, and you are rewarded. Good things happen because you have expended that kind of energy. Again, karma. So life is about creating that balance. Destiny is truly in our own hands. If we look at the feeling of hunger, we feel hungry, we go to eat. We're creating a balance within ourselves. If you eat too much, you create an imbalance that you suffer consequences. You see, it's all an effort to create balance in our lives. We do body damaging things. We do things that damages this body. Again, there's an effort to create a balance. We suffer the consequences of our actions. So, as we've heard dozens of times, if you plant oranges, you reap oranges. You don't reap apples. If we plant apples, then we'll reap apples. We reap what we sow. But if we show love and compassion and kindness and tolerance and all of that to our fellow brothers and sisters, we reap that kind of positive things in our lives. in its effort to create a balance, universe rewards us with good things for good thoughts and good words and good deeds. So life is simply then a balancing act. And this is the part that our dear Bhai Vic Madho found very interesting and he wanted to talk about. See, if you look at nature, it's all an energetic network. In the springtime, we look in the backyard, we plant a lot of flowers, we plant a lot of vegetables, we have these trees blooming. I will tell you something now that I hope it forever changes the way you look at plants. And I hope that it positively changes you. Om Swasti no Mimitam Ashvina Bhaga Swasti Devyaditir Anarvana Swasti Pusha Asaro Dadhatuna Swasti Dhyava Pritavi Suchetuna. May we, O God, may our fortune and our material things bring us suasti, a good quality of life. May the earth, goddess and nurturing as she is, earth, nature, all of that, universe, may that earth, Prithvi Mata, bring into our life goodness. So, springtime. In the summer, you plant plants in your backyards. They're all healthy. You love them. You water them. You take care of them. And some of us like me, like Didi, Ben Charla, my wife, we talk to the plants. You might laugh. But that's how much we care about them. And we show them off to others. We send pictures around. So now imagine, I want you to put yourself in this position. Imagine for a moment that it's a gorgeous, clear and sunny day. You came home from work, you feel a bit tired. So you go out, you lay back in the hammock you have among your plants. And you sit back, you breathe a sigh of relief, and you enjoy the beauty of this day. And 10 minutes later, for some reason you cannot understand, you feel so energetic and so alive. And you really can't understand why, but you know it happens. So you do it more. So how many of you this happened to? Many of us, right? You were so tired and now you feel really, really good. What happened? What happened? Why? It couldn't be just the 10 minutes of nap. Sometimes you don't even go out there and nap. You remember how we talked about this energy that flows from the area of or thing of highest energy to the thing of lowest energy? All the while trying to establish a balance. You remember that? So think about yourself. When you went out there, you were drained. You were kind of low in energy. You didn't feel quite right. Collectively, all the plants in the back had a lot more energy than you. And when you sat down and you sat among them and you were one with them, energy flowed from high to low. And you felt energetic because of this. Energy transmits from high to low. You don't have to see it, but you can feel it. And yet it is so sad that there are those among us who live in fear of walking on the grass barefooted. They fear making a physical connection to Mother Earth. They're afraid of touching Earth with their bare feet. Let's look at the opposite scenario, and I'm sure there's some of us who would relate. Imagine for a moment, and I'm sure you know people like this, they don't take care of their plants. Their plants are like, they planted them, yes, but they're drooping and they're dying and they want water so bad. They're crying for water. You do not take care of them. You water them whenever you remember, but over the past few days you forgot. Saturday came around, you're off from work, it's another beautiful day. You go outside and you sit among your plants to catch up on your phone calls. And let's examine what happens next. Collectively, the plants have less energy than you do. You had your well rest night and you feel all energetic. And you're more energetic than the plants. And now you go out there and you sit among them and you know what happens. Collectively, they're less energetic than you are. And 10 minutes later, you feel drained. You feel like you got no energy and you don't understand what's happening. And you're thinking, oh, I have allergies or I'm coming down with something. And you don't make that the connection to the fact that you have not taken care of plants and energy went the other way. This constant balancing act of energetic forces happens all the time between us, between each other, and between plants and other living things. This is why sometimes you go and you talk to somebody and this person's a complainer and they complain about everything and they just carry on and you walk from them feeling drained. Because they're negative energy, you're positive energy, and what happened? Yet, at the same time, you know that you can go and talk to somebody positive who's up-tempo and everything, and you feel energetic because they've given you some of their energy. See, this kind of thing happen all the time. Ishavasyamidam sarvam. We must see plants as being made of the same elements as we are, just put together a little bit differently. They also have the same life force that keeps them alive, keep them infused with energy, that same God energy. That life force which helped to keep them alive is the same life force that keeps us alive. 10 years ago, you might not have believed that energy transmits just like that. But look at your cell phone now. You can charge that without plugging it in. Energy does transmit wirelessly over like that. So I want you to understand that. And I hope that when you see and you plant in your backyard and you have more, now you'd be more willing and you'd want to go out there and plant plants and keep them healthy and alive because you know what kind of connection they are with you. There's this mantra in Vedas that says, Om Tam Oshadhir Dadhire Garbham Ritvayam Tam Apo Agnim Janayanta Mataraha Tam it samanam vaninascha virudho antavatischa suvate cha vishvaha. In each of these seasons, this mantra explains, this mantra thousands of years ago, it explains that in their seasons, the plant, the flowers, the medicinal herbs, oshadhi, from seeds into seedlings, and eventually they become plant. Garbha mean the embryo or the seed. They all possess within them, they bear within them, in this case it says agnim, but it means fire or it means energy. That seed contains with it energy, that same energy which is produced in food. It comes from food which the plants utilize and which we utilize to get energy. It says here, when it says apa in this mantra, it means that the energy that is found in water. It utilizes, like us, it utilizes water as its energy too. We know all of this. Vedas taught this thousands of years ago. So, my fellow souls, I want to emphasize this balancing act is happening around us all of the time. This life is all about focusing on things to create this balance. As human beings and as children of God, we're also gifted. Whatever name you want to use, universe, nature, or God, has equipped us with this thing we call intellect. This ability to rationalize, to understand, and to make choices to create the right balance in our own lives. We have a choice whether or not we can create that good balance in our lives. God has given us that rational mind. Or in many cases, imbalances for which we pay consequences. If you can understand how the imbalances happen, if you think about your own life and you think about the negative things in your life, I'm sure you can find out where that imbalance happens. And God has given us the mind to understand where that imbalance is, so so that we can create a balance in our own lives. And it can lead to peace of mind, to happiness, love, compassion, consideration. And if we continue to do this, we will continue to reap rewards and not suffer consequences of our actions. And by all of us doing, my brothers, my sisters, the whole world becomes a better place. It becomes a world filled with peace and love and unity. Together, those of you who know, let's chant that mantra again. Om Ishavasya Midam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjitha Magridha Kasya Svithanam. And to end, I'd like to leave. And I wrote a lot of poetry on our website, The Heart of the Sun. There's this one that I call Oneness with Nature, Universe, and God. I stepped into my backyard heaven, touching vibrant green, feeling energized by some force which remained unseen, and like finally discovering exactly where I belong, I felt my very soul break out in a wonderful song. Barefoot on the lush grass carpet in the shadow shade, feeling the awesome sensation of each feather-soft blade, Mother Earth's energy flows quietly up through my being. This heaven and earth, through fresh eyes I'm now seeing. The warm, welcoming light of the brilliant morning sun caressed my skin and brought to mind a sense of joy and fun. My friends, the bird fed and talked in songs and beeps, while a squirrel from one bushy branch to another leaps. This feeling of oneness through me now freely flowed. The seed of peace has sprouted that in the past was sowed. And God gently whispered, to me this message was conveyed. My child, you and the universe with the same energy was made. We are all one with the universe. Today on this occasion, to think, to memorize, to invoke the presence of this great soul, Dr. Vic Madho, we ask you, O God, to grant that soul your shelter of peace, protection, and love wherever that soul at this moment. And my fellow souls, today I pray that each one of us understand and feel the divine presence within, and feel the kind of oneness with that presence that guides us to becoming loving, kind, patient, and understanding towards all the creatures of God, not just humans. May we all dwell and share in the universal presence of God. I thank all of you for your presence today, and in humility, I say Namaste. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. We can have some more bhajans or speeches.